Hi, everybody, and welcome to another day of working from home and living from home and quarantine and all those things that we are dealing with. I'm glad to see that a lot more of us are doing what we're instructed to do to move through this with the least amount of people infected and certainly the least amount of casualties. You know, I love acronyms. For me, acronyms help me kind of remember what's going on. They keep me focused on things, and I have a bunch of them. And I call them Jackrabbit isms. You know, Jackrabbit is the whole methodology that I write and speak about. And as some of you have seen, we put together an online course called Back to Life, all around resilience that we've been working on since October, and it's now out there and live. And it contains about 19 video messages and then a whole lot of different questions and exercises that you will ask and answer. So I appreciate the interest for some of you that have taken a look at that. But some of the acronyms that I love, one near and dear to my heart is DLDSM. And that stands for Don't Let Dumb Shit Matter. And that is something that I try to live every day. Not try, I move to live. Another one is IABWV. It all begins with vision. And that connects the importance for all of us to imagine what needs to be real, especially when we're going through a difficult time. I have one called BS, and you might be thinking it stands for bullshit. No, and it's be still. So it's the importance for us to disconnect from the world and not go outside so much, but rather go inside through prayer, journaling, meditation, right? I got my journal, probably an entry in there for almost every day so far this year. Some short, some a little bit longer. The one that I want to offer for your consideration today is HUT, and that stands for Hold Useful Thoughts. And you might think, why should we hold useful thoughts? How do we do it? Well, here's why you want to do it. You know, Emerson has a great quote. He said, the ancestor of every action is a thought. So you have to understand that our actions produce our outcomes. And our thinking, right, our thoughts is what drives our action. So we want to hold useful ones so that we take useful actions to create a good outcome. Even in this time right now, in these difficult times, never more important. I mean, my life was train wrecked after an accident that I had, and the only way that I got back in the game, the main way, was to shift how I thought about that accident. Not the thoughts of blame and regret and everything else, but rather it was a horrible accident. I got to get back. I owe it to my friend to live a happy and fulfilling life, you know, and serve his memory. So you want to hold them. Now, how do we do them? How do you monitor and hold useful thoughts? Well, you gotta kind of like put a little person in your head to watch what you're thinking. You know, most of our thoughts run in our unconscious mind. It's just automatic. It's habitual. So you really got to monitor them. Now, the way that I do it, I have a little fun with it because here's the thing. It's not about not having shitty thoughts. You're going to have them. It's about not letting them win. So you've got to catch yourself. So I have this little game when I start to kind of go off track and get some thoughts that are not useful and not serving me. I have a guy that shows up in my head. His name is ST. I gave him an abbreviation, a name ST, and it stands for shitty thoughts. And it's kind of the fun way for me to stop myself and go, wait a minute, Danny, you have been down this road before. It's not going to serve you to continue to have these nasty negative thoughts. So let's make this real now, and let's take it out of the fun. I went on my own about 3 years ago in my own business. First 2 years were good. Third, now I had the best first quarter ever right now. January, February, and up until March, best quarter ever. So I could have a thought that says coronavirus just crushed my business. It's over. It's not going to work out. I got to go find another job. Or I could be thankful for the great quarter that I have that will move me through the difficult times. I'm choosing to be thankful. The other thoughts that I'm holding right now is, yeah, second quarter is not going to be real strong. Third and fourth are also going to be records. So this year I am having a record first quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. They're the thoughts that I'm having right now because they'll drive me to different actions. So instead of saying, oh, woe is me, life sucks, my business is done, I'm thinking to myself, what can I do how can I do it? What products can I create to continue to serve people, because that's my purpose, and also drive revenue. So now it's the second edition of Back from Heaven's Front Porch that will come out with a new title in April, and that's been in the works for a little while. The title will be called Back to Life, The Path of Resilience. So I had a phone call with my editor this morning to get that final chapter. It's going to have a final chapter in there. Can't tell you too much about it. My online course, how can I continue to market that right now? How can I market my books? How can I market the t-shirts that we have for sale? Where not only do we sell t-shirts to remind you of what you should be focused on, but also $5 each goes to research for ALS, that horrible disease. So rather than sit there and bitch about why life is unfair, what can I do? How can I think to move through this? It shows up every day. It showed up for me today. I mean, I got up, I did some work, I had a call, I wanted to take a run, I looked outside, and my mind went like this: oh shit, it's cold, it's rainy, and it's windy, and I hate running in the wind. Well, you know what that thinking is going to produce? Danny's ass is sitting in the chair and there's no running happening. I caught myself and I said, how could I think about this differently? And I said, you know what? I'm thankful that I can, that I am gifted and I'm healthy enough to run in the rain. So I'm thankful that I can run in the rain. So then what shows up? Let's go. Rain gear, hat, sneakers, wet, run, back, good. So very, very important for you to hold useful thoughts. One of the greatest stories I've seen about this, there's a guy, and you can Google him. His name is Mel Fisher. He was a treasure hunter. He's passed away now. But in 1975, he was down in Florida, and he was searching for two ships, the Margarita and the Atocha. And they were Spanish ships that came over in the late 1600s with hundreds of millions of dollars of treasure and gold and emeralds. And they sank, and people were trying to find them. Well, this guy, Mel Fisher, set off to find them. In 1975, there was a horrible accident. Boat capsized. He lost his son, his daughter-in-law, and another diver on the team. 10 years later to that day, they discovered in 22 feet of water part of the Atocha, the ship there. And they salvaged over $450 million of gold, silver, the pieces of 8, and Colombian emeralds. And it's interesting, right? Patience, persistence, resilience, all defined this guy and the people that supported him. But he had a motto. It's very, very famous. And his motto was simply this: today's the day. Every day when he woke up, that was the first thing he said to him. Today's the day that we're going to find this treasure, even through those difficult times. So I encourage you to think about that. What are you saying to yourself through these difficult times? Listen, the facts are what they are. I mean, I haven't even looked into the investment accounts right now because, why? I know they're going down. The facts are the facts, but what are you doing to move through it? And you got to understand that everything that you are doing to move through it comes from how you're thinking. So install a little bit of radar in there. Watch when you're having those shitty thoughts. Reverse them. Seek support. Ask somebody else. Say, hey, I'm struggling thinking here. How else could I think about this to move through it? And think about Mel Fisher. Today's the day. And here's the thing. Every book has an opening sentence. Every movie has an opening line. And we writers put a lot of thought into that. Every ad has an opening line. It's a hook because it gets you going. Here's what I want you to think. When you opened your eyes this morning and you came back to life, what did you say to yourself? What was that dialogue that started right away, and was it useful? And tomorrow when your eyes open, I want you to hear me saying, hold useful thoughts. Hold useful thoughts. We will move through this, my friends. We are moving through this. It will be different on the other side, but there's every reason that we can move through it and continue to create lots of happiness and lots of fulfillment for us and for others. So God bless you. Hold useful thoughts. Peace out.